Well, what I'll say right now is that when we look at where GenLog's customer base is, about 90% are freight brokers still. It's a really hot area for us. We sit there with data that helps shed light on where the shippers, what they're up to, and the carriers that they're up to. And that's literally what brokers want to be able to see.
Mhm.
But where we want to go next and where we believe we can do a whole lot more is with the shippers themselves, with the BCOs. That's where we see both expansion on our side and where we probably have the most to learn. So, Kevin, when you talked about that network optimization play that you did and had to manually do that, man, we would love to sit down with a shipper over the course of a month or two and work with them on understanding, hey, what do your network? I mean, we could show them what their networks are. So it's not even
Sure.
like they need to give us any data, but more importantly, start to look at, hey, how do we align your RFPs and make sure that we are capturing the right carriers that you're inviting? We're also looking at who your vendors are to see that how many loads are coming from vendors where those carriers should be taking backhauls directly back from you a few times a week. Like we really want to sit down and map that out. And I think the early adopters of this will find that we are talking in like the 8 figures of savings that we are going to directly deliver into them next year with the
Wow.
data that we're sitting on. So that's what I would say, both through this podcast and through your networks, trying to get the word out to say, hey, if there's a BCO or a shipper listening that runs a transportation team that's getting ready to gear up for their quarterly or their biannual RFP right now and wants to see what GenLogs data has and how that could help it, we would love to chat.
Is there an optimal size of a business? I'm sure this is applicable to just about anybody, but is there an optimal size of business that this could be used by?
I would almost say like the bigger and the thornier, the better, because the more convoluted it is to
We know some big ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
as Lex, I mean, we're in some talks with some of the bigger ones right now,
Good.
and I would say like nothing is scary to us because we're sitting currently on billions of data points on these shippers themselves. And I guarantee we know more about them than they probably are even aware of themselves.
Yeah.
And so when you're really small, you might not have the pain points that you do when you scale to that very large organization. And
Yeah.
you're talking multiple facilities with multiple different carrier relationships. And you're trying to figure out like, hey, if we can move the needle 1% in terms of optimization, that's tens of millions of savings.
Yeah.
That's the type of shipper that we're actually looking to come in and deal with.